Peace, love, and infinite light to you beautiful souls. I hope that everyone is having an absolutely marvelous day today wherever you are, guys. I am sending you a lot of love and beautiful, good-ass energy. High vibrations coming straight to you guys. Just take it all and enjoy it and pay it forward. If you guys are new to this channel, just do all of YouTube a favor, do the algorithm a favor, and absolutely destroy, obliterate, smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Today I'm going to talk about the absolute proof that you are not designed to eat meat. I have been really going deep into this, plant-based versus not plant-based, meat eating topic, and I want to tell you guys that you are not designed to eat meat, and I'm going to give you some evidence that shows you that you are not designed to eat meat, and I'm going to start with your anatomy. So the best evidence that we have to show you that we are not designed to eat meat is our teeth. We have flat teeth, so when we compare our anatomy to herbivores in the wild, we will see that our teeth resemble vegans, vegetarians. Our teeth are designed to chew and grind up plants and vegetables. That's it, fruits and vegetables. We are not designed, like anything else in the wild, to hunt the prey, rip it apart and eat it. We're the only species that will hunt their food and then cook it and spice it so it tastes good, right? So that is the best evidence that we have right away. It's in our mouths. It's just your teeth. You got to look at it that way. Compare your teeth to the teeth of a carnivore. They are not the same. They are not jagged. Now, many people will argue that we have these canines and that we develop these over time. And I'm not going to sit here and say that evolution isn't a thing. But I'm telling you that we were not designed to eat meat. And in my personal experience, when I started eating a plant-based diet, I felt a lot better, more energy, more vitality. My skin was way clearer. So in my personal experience, I know that I was meant to eat a plant-based diet. Now, moving on, if you look at our anatomy as far as our digestive system, you will notice that our colon is about 3 times longer than the colon of a carnivore. Now, why is that? Our colons are the same length as far as comparing it to the body as herbivores in the wild. Now, in science class, we were taught that we produce hydrochloric acid, and I do not believe that we produce hydrochloric acid, because once again, you guys got to realize that this is one big marketing scheme. The same families that own Big Pharma own the education system. So if you can miseducate people on health, and they become sick and dependent on Big Pharma, then you're profiting. It's a business, and it keeps people consuming. Big Pharma doesn't get rich off of curing people. They get rich off of, masking symptoms and keeping people consuming. This is why heart disease is at an all-time high, because we are eating a diet that is not meant for us. It is that simple. And there's so much evidence to back this up. Now, they've literally done studies on the Roman gladiators. They've analyzed thousands and thousands and thousands of bones on the Roman gladiators. Literally the strongest men that ever existed. That's what they are. They were the Roman gladiators, right? And they know that analyzing their bones, these men were vegetarians. They ate a plant-based diet. They know this by analyzing the bone structure, which is amazing stuff. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. And he is an outspoken vegan now, right? Used to eat meat, now he's an outspoken vegan. Do you think the greatest quarterback of all time would be outspoken about a diet if he didn't know that it enhanced his performance, that it made him feel better? right? Arnold Schwarzenegger is another example. He is now a vegetarian, and he was quoted saying on the Game Changers documentary that his cholesterol is the lowest it's ever been at 69 years old by switching to a plant-based diet. Isn't that interesting? Also, another study done on the Game Changers showed blood samples of a plant-based diet versus someone that was eating meat. And you could see, I'm going to link these here, I'll show you guys, that in these blood samples, the plant-based diet was showing clear blood, or whatever comes on the top. It was clear versus the meteor, which was murky. I can't remember the exact name of the fluid that separates from the blood after they do their tests. But what happens is, and what they've known, is that when you introduce a plant-based diet, it allows for more blood flow. They also did a study on the human erection for males, right? Plant-based versus meat eating, and this was all in the Game Changers as well. If you guys haven't watched that documentary, I highly suggest watching the Game Changers. There's tons of evidence, athletes and everything, and I'm pretty much just summarizing a lot of things that were on there. Now, they did a study on the human erection and found out that the erection of a male that ate a plant-based diet was larger, lasted longer, therefore there's more testosterone, more blood flow in the system, which makes a lot of sense. And the numbers were actually crazy. Like, they were a lot more when they were eating a plant-based diet versus eating, meat. And, based on my direct experience, I can attest for this as well. This is definitely a thing. There is more blood flow, there is more testosterone, there is more energy, just based on my experience alone. Now, there's another athlete called Patrick Babuman, and pronounce me if I'm saying that wrong, but he is German's strongest man, and he actually set world records for lifting weight after he went vegan. So his performance enhanced after he went vegan. And it's funny because someone asked him, how do you get as strong as an ox without eating meat? And he responded by saying, have you ever seen an ox eat meat? Now, think about this, guys. The meat that you're consuming, the protein that you're consuming, cow, chicken, pork, where do they get their protein from? They all get their protein from plant-based sources. So you're literally eating secondhand protein. It's that simple, right? So you got to think about these things sometimes. Everything contains protein. The body needs amino acids to create protein within. So this whole protein deficiency is a myth. And you got to think about this. Think about this, right? Back in the day when they had these cigarette ads, they were literally trying to sell the fact that cigarettes are good for you because it's marketing. This is how they were selling. Oh yeah, cigarettes are good for you. It's cool, all that stuff. What do you think's happening nowadays? Men eat meat. How many commercials have you seen? How many times has this been driven into your subconscious mind to tell you that men eat meat? I remember I was playing hockey, and we stopped at the store after our game or a practice or whatever, and one of the guys on my team, I remember I was just getting something simple. It wasn't, everyone else was getting meat from the store and chicken wings and all that stuff, and he looked back at me and he's like, men eat meat. I'll never forget this. He's like, men eat meat. As I'm towering over this person, he's like, men eat meat. And I found it pretty interesting. I didn't say anything, but clearly the bigger, stronger man that you're saying this to, it was pretty funny. And at this time I was plant-based for about 3 years, right? And yeah, men eat meat. Again, that's been driven into the subconscious mind over and over and over again, and that is what people believe. Now, moving on, inflammation is the root of most diseases, and they know this, and they don't teach this, but they know that inflammation is pretty much the cause of most diseases within the body. Now, there has been thousands of studies that prove that eating a plant-based diet can reduce inflammation in the body by up to 90%. That's crazy. Like there's so much stuff. Reduce cholesterol, reduce inflammation, reduce risk for, heart disease, all of these things. But once again, guys, if everyone was eating a plant-based diet, no one would be consuming these big pharma medications, right? No one would be going and buying McDonald's that these same families own. You have to understand that this is a monopoly. This is a monopoly. The same families that create the disease create the cure. That's how it's been for a very long time. That is the definition of a monopoly. Keeps people consuming. You can blame the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs for all of this. The elite families. This is what's been keeping people sick and overweight. We live in an obese society. Look around you. People aren't healthy. People are becoming more conscious, but people are not healthy. So you have to look at it this way. Society is not eating right. We are meant to consume plants and vegetables. Just look at your anatomy. Now, there are hundreds of vegan athletes that have competed in the Olympics, that have run marathons. I think Scott Jurek is one of the names that comes to mind. He did a 2,200 mile marathon, set a world record, after becoming vegan, and beat the previous record by 3 hours. Something that takes most people months, 8 months to complete this specific trail, this specific marathon. Absolutely amazing stuff, and there's so many athletes that can attest to switching over a plant-based diet, that most of the Tennessee Titans are vegetarians as well. And there's so, the fact of the matter is, guys, is ignorance is bliss. So many people will dismiss this information without even trying it for themselves, and that is the definition of ignorance. Literally knowing nothing about a topic, not actually trying it on yourself, and completely dismissing that information because you've been fed lies your whole entire life, and that's what you believe, because this cognitive dissonance goes on in your mind. So I challenge you to just try a plant-based diet for 1 week. It's just 1 week, or even 1 day of the week. Leave meat off your plate and literally see how you feel. You will feel amazing. You will feel better than you've ever felt before in your whole entire life, I promise you. I remember back in the day when I used to eat, a big burger or something like that, and you just want to go to sleep after, and I know you guys know the feeling, or a steak or whatever. You just want to go to sleep after. You feel tired, you feel drained. When you eat a plant-based meal, you don't feel like that. You feel good, you feel energized. Perhaps it's because that's the meal that you're supposed to be eating, that you're designed to be eating. Maybe. Perhaps. So, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just wanted to give you guys some evidence on why you should choose a plant-based diet, and why you should really try it for yourself, because you will never know unless you try it for yourself. And like I said, ignorance is bliss, guys. So just give it a try for 1 week and see what it does for you. What's the worst that can happen? And remember that you'll get more protein. Don't worry about any of that. I've told you guys this before. Once I've been plant-based for 4 years, I got stronger, I got leaner, I got healthier, my skin is clear. I play hockey, I'm way faster on the ice, I'm way better on the ice, more attentive, I can focus. Everything's better in my life. Everything is better in my life. Everything. I will never ever go back. Everything's better. And everyone that switches to a plant-based diet says the exact same thing, and I wonder why. So just try it for yourself. 1 day, 1 week, whatever it is, and see what's going to happen. And if you guys have good experiences or bad experiences with the plant-based diet, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think. But if you haven't tried it, don't bother, right? Don't bother commenting, because it's just ignorance. Try it first, and then comment down below and tell me what your experience was like. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say today, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed that video. If you did, destroy, obliterate, abuse that like button down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But for now, we will part ways. So peace, love, and have a glorious, magical, wonderful, beautiful day, guys. Send you a lot of love and good energy. Peace.